today's job market, so many candidates tend to overlook the red flags in their CVs. And today we're going to touch up on the most common red flags that are usually seen by recruiters in CVs. And number one, it's on the issue to do with formatting. So many people tend to overlook it because you find people have seen an application, then they're like, let me just send the CV as it is. Without putting in mind, there is what is known as the applicant tracking system nowadays. Now, this software scans CVs. So sometimes it might take a lot of time going through CVs one by one. So recruiters opt to use a shortcut, which is the ATS. So this ATS, it scans CVs, but it also looks into formatting as well as the keywords used. So any formatting containing graphics, images, information that's partitioned, usage of lines, boxes, these are some of the things that this system usually disregards from the get-go. So you find people are unaware of this, then the moment they send this application, they end up getting a regret email. Now, at the end of that, you will not fully know what could have gone wrong, but the formatting was what disqualified you. So having an appropriate formatting, because you never know which because whenever they post these adverts, they'll never indicate if they are using that software or not. So to be on the safe side, people ought to have ATS formats, because these formats still apply whether an organization is using that system or not, because this is usually the safest format anyone can have. So that was the first red flag. The second one is in terms of inconsistency in the work history. Now, by inconsistency here, I'm talking of job hopping. So you find someone has been working year after year, they keep leaving a company. Now that one is a huge red flag to a recruiter, because a recruiter will be of the assumption of this person has lack of commitment when it comes to work, because every time they keep skipping after 1 year. So does it mean that after 1 year, this person will leave also when I hire them? So always ensure, if it's in terms of if you did do a short stint, you have to indicate in brackets that it was a contract, because that already explains that, okay, it was a short stint, but it was because it was a 1 month contract, it was a 1 year contract. That way you'll have already convinced the recruiter. But including you, if you just keep hopping 1 year after 1 year after 1 year and you don't give any further explanation, that one already will not be considered. That was number two. Number three, we have employment gaps. Now, this is an area where a lot of people actually struggle with, because from the candidates I engage with, a lot of people have the expertise, yes. So let's say this person stopped working in 2020. Maybe their business got affected due to COVID. So now they want to go back to the job market. But in between, they were still doing something relevant to what they were applying for. So in their CV, that CV shouldn't stop at 2020. They need to also include current engagements they were doing. If it was voluntary work, if it was professional courses that they were doing, that has to be highlighted there. Because explaining an employment gap is usually crucial, because if you don't explain it, they'll assume since 2020 to date, this person hasn't been doing anything to progress professionally. Chances are, if I give this person this role, they'll not meet my expectations. Maybe they've forgotten some skills, they've forgotten some softwares, and you see times are changing, things are evolving. So that's usually another red flag. The fourth one is lack of tailor-making. So you find people just sending one CV for different applications, which is the complete wrong approach. And with a recruiter, they can easily tell, because from the moment that person sends the CV, this recruiter already has everything there is about this advert. They already know what the advert is looking for. They already know what they're looking into. So the moment they see a CV is not in sync with what the advert was looking for, they will start questioning your credibility for that role. Because most people, maybe the role is specific, they're looking for a specific role. So let's take an example of someone who's done finance and administration. So this person has doubled up in finance and administration, but the advert has indicated we're looking for a finance professional. So you find this person focuses so much on the administrative roles, leaving out the finance bit. So when this recruiter is looking through this CV, they're like, oh, this role is admin related. I wanted purely someone who's done finance. So it gets disqualified. But this person will not know, because this person will be sure, there is no way they'll not select me because I also did finance in this role. But yet this person did not fully highlight it in the right way in the CV. Because sometimes you can just highlight finance, but then not much explanation has been brought out. Because how you also package those roles will be able to tell this recruiter, am I dealing with someone who is a beginner, someone who is mid-level or senior level? They can easily tell. And it doesn't take so much time for them to figure out. Because there are so many people who overuse certain terms, certain words that will start questioning, will start raising questions. So that was the fourth one. Too much personal information, that's the fifth red flag. And when I talk about this is whereby people include information that is misleading, like maybe actually information that's not relevant. So you find someone is including their marital status, their age, their ID number, things that are not necessary. The only time such details are supposed to be included is if an advert has specified. But if an advert has specified, a person is advised not to include them. Because the moment you include those irrelevant personal details, it creates room for biasness. And why I'm saying biasness, case in point, let's say they've indicated in the advert they're looking for people within a specific age group. So the moment you've included your age, that already has informed them this person is not within the age bracket that we are looking for. So, and remember, people always put this at the topmost part. So do you think that recruiter will even go to the other sections? And the goal here is for them to select you based on your expertise, not because of your age, not because of your religious status or your marital status. So that's the other red flag. The sixth one, it's the grammatical errors. So many people can easily be disqualified because of grammatical errors. And why I'm saying this, it's because so many people, usually maybe by the time they saw this application, it was almost due to the deadline. So you find someone just sending the CV as it is, then it contains numerous errors, numerous spelling errors. If, like, the moment that recruiter sees that, it already informs them this person is not keen to detail. And many a times, they'll always indicate in an advert, we are looking for someone who is keen to detail. So imagine, this is we have someone who is applying for an auditor role, and they see all those errors. That already informs them that this is not someone who is keen. So are these the kinds of mistakes he'll be making if he or she is carrying out audits? So they look at it from that perspective. Many people tend to overlook this because they usually like, just because of a typo, someone dismisses me for an interview. It's very crucial because how you present that work already says a lot about you. So if it contains errors, this is the first thing that puts off recruiters. This is where you can find like 10 candidates are disqualified only because there were grammatical errors. So the CV always has to be error-free. So to conclude, how to avoid these red flags? You always have to ensure you tailor-make your CV to suit the specific job requirements. And here at Corporate Staffing, we review CVs for people. The review is usually for free, but then the write-up is usually at a charge. I would highly recommend that people send their CVs because having a third eye look through your document helps a lot because we get to see what you wouldn't have been able to see at a glance. And you see, with the recruiters, it takes only seconds. So once an expert has helped you look through all these things, it becomes easier for you in the application process and you land your interview.